Hey guys, Cheri from The Watering Mouth here. No, this is not an optical illusion. Yes, this is my hair length now. I just did this last week, loving it. But you know, I thought I was outsmarting my daughter because she kept pulling it. And then the minute I went to go nurse her again, I looked down at my sweet little baby and so I guess my super amazing plan didn't work so well to not have my hair pulled anymore, but at least this is a total mom cut and I don't have to really do much to it. So anyways, okay, enough about the hair. I wanted to do a little bit of a motivational video today. So I wanted to give you a theme that's been kind of running through my head lately and hopefully it will help you a little bit. So the title of this video is How to Keep the Faith on the Eat to Live diet. I keep like looking at my hair. It's so weird to me to see it so short. Okay, I'm not talking about religion here, so I want to make that clear. But if you want to take this in a religious way, that is totally fine, or a spiritual, whatever works for you. What I want to talk about is the faith in yourself specifically. So when we get started on this lifestyle, we have lots of motivation, right? Because it's just something new. We haven't done it before. We've heard all the promises and we've seen all the good before and afters, and we've seen a lot of people have success with this. So we think, oh, this is it. This is gonna be the way I do this finally for the rest of my life. And then we get into it and we realize that it's really hard. There's a lot of things that you have to change, a lot of things that you have to like rework in your mind in order to be successful with this lifestyle. So we get a little bit deflated after maybe a little bit of time because we realize that it's going to take so much more than just a quick magic fix, which is kind of what we're all looking for, aren't we? But I was just emailing one of my coaching clients about this idea that, yeah, it takes more than we want it to. And we're surprised at how much it takes over and over and over and over again. And the whole idea is to just make some habits and repeat. Make some habits and repeat and keep doing that and keep doing that until those habits become our norm and our old habits become the old habits, right? But faith specifically, because the one thing that makes me know that I can always stay on this lifestyle is this idea that, okay, are you ready? The only constant thing in life is change. Now that's a really cool like play on words kind of, right? The only constant thing in life is that things are going to change, right? This too shall pass. There's a lot of different phrases that kind of denote this idea. This is both good and bad, of course, but for instance, if you're really struggling with this lifestyle, right? Like let's say you started off, you had a really good first few weeks or first 6 weeks even, you lost a bunch of weight, you're feeling really good, but maybe you're not at your goal weight yet. Then you get done with that first 6 weeks and you're like, now what? Now I can go to eating a little bit more nuts, or I can go to eating a little bit more of this or that or whatever, 10% of whatever I want. And maybe that sends you in a tailspin, right? I've seen this happen to a lot of people. It's happened to me. So maybe you flounder for a little bit and you don't know how to get that motivation back. And it's very difficult to get motivation back again the second time, right? Because once the first time we do it, we're like all ready to go. But the second time, it's like we already know how hard it's gonna be. So how do we get that motivation back, right? But that's the one thing to keep in mind. The one thing that is always constant is change. So if you're going through a difficult period right now, it will change. This will pass, okay? But also conversely, if you're going through a really easy time where things are going really well, expect it to get hard, right? Expect it to get really difficult at some point where you're like, oh my gosh, I just can't do this. Maybe it feels really easy in the beginning because you're dropping weight, you're sticking to the plans, maybe you're having a few meals that you really, really love. But there's gonna be a place where something's gonna come up in your life that's gonna throw you off, and that is okay. So the whole idea of this video is that keep in mind, whatever you're going through right now, it's going to change, okay? I always bring this up to myself because when I have difficult periods, which right now I'm going through a bit of a difficult period, trying to readjust from pregnancy and having a little baby and trying to do all this again, trying to renew that fervor and renew those habits that I put into place before I got pregnant, right? It's difficult. It's a transition, just like many of you are probably going through a similar transition. So as we're struggling and as we're feeling this, maybe some defeat or feeling some frustration, keep in mind that this is gonna end at some point, right? This will end because, and I wanna point this out, so my thing is that I'll often go through these hormonal shifts during the month, right? And I don't really ever know when to expect them or whatever, but I realize there's some moments where I just don't have any willpower at all. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Last week I was doing so well and I really was interested in the food and I really wanted it. And this week, all I can think of is, you know, insert your favorite junk food here. So I kind of go through these periods where I'm like, wait a minute, what happened to my motivation? And always, it's like clockwork, though I don't have the watch for it yet. I wish I did. It will change. And I will go through a period that's suddenly like, oh, there's my motivation. I forgot. Here, I'm feeling good. And I think that is a lot too with hormones, things that are happening around us, stress levels, etc. Lots of different factors that come together to give us motivation or not. As we're going through and we're feeling like frustrated or whatever, just know this will pass. This frustration, this difficulty, this will pass. You will get your motivation back. Just hold on as long as you can. Okay, so this idea of putting in the habits as much as you can and just trying to really stick with it and go as hard as you can to get through those parts that are difficult to the place where it's a little bit easier. And then those are the ones where you can really crank through and do what you need to do and eat perfectly and have some really great results. And then you go through a difficult period again and you have to just white knuckle, hold on, do what you got to do. And what happens is over time, right? Like this may be a period of a month where you go through a couple weeks that are easy, a couple weeks that are hard. The next month, another couple weeks that are easy, another couple weeks that are hard. Maybe it goes like this for you. I don't know. It's always like that for me where it's difficult and then easy, difficult and then easy. But what I find is that the difficult periods get easier as you go. And what we really want to do is keep that faith. Not only that it's going to get easier at some point, but also that it's going to get harder and that's okay. But there will become an easier time after that, you know? Then after that, you will be able to have relief again and it'll be a little bit easier. And over time, then over 6 months, over a year, over 2 years of trying and trying and trying and maybe falling off, you know, some places and getting back on and really having some good fervor at some places, but then others you're like, I just want to watch Netflix and eat too much, you know, insert your favorite junk food here, I don't know. But just keeping that faith that you will get it back. Your motivation will come back. And so this is just an idea I wrestle with and I wanted to kind of give it to you. I know it's a little bit like not really super clear, but I wanted to kind of just give it to you how it's happening in my head basically and hope that it helps you a little bit. Let me know down below, what do you do when you're really struggling? If you're really struggling to stay on, what is your favorite thing to do, or what is the thing that always runs through your mind to try to get you back on track? Or do you not have anything like that? Yeah, let's share with each other and see if we can support each other. So if you find yourself really struggling and you want some outside support, you can talk to me if you like. I am a coach for Eat to Live and I do this really cool thing called email journal coaching. And I'm gonna open up about 5 or 7 spots right now for that. I have a few people, 5 people on the wait list already, so that'll leave a few spaces. So if you're interested, I'm gonna put a link down below for my wait list. You can sign up for that. Then this last thing I wanna just mention is to just keep going. It doesn't matter what you ate yesterday. It doesn't matter what you had for breakfast today. Just keep going. If the next meal you have isn't 100% nutritarian, but it's 50% nutritarian, that's better than 0% nutritarian, right? So if the next 10 meals that you have, only 2 of them are nutritarian, that's better than 0, okay? So just keep going, just work to get in as much nutritarian foods as you can. And then if you can't, just try the next meal. Try the next meal. Just keep going, don't give up. There's no reason to give up because as long as you're adding in these really healthful foods, it's only gonna be a benefit for you. And like nobody ever regrets eating well, you know? So, okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this was inspirational for you guys. Just keep the faith in yourself that things are gonna change, that you will be able to get your motivation back at some point, depending on a lot of factors, but it will come back even if you're having a tough time now. Reach out to somebody if you need help. And if you like this video, please like it, comment, subscribe, and also check out my Patreon channel where you can support me even more and get some free exclusive content. Links for everything down below as always. Thank you for watching. I hope your week goes awesome and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!